and welcome to Confession Corner. Let's go. All right, Confession Corner, because by the time you listen to this, it will be Friday. And there's something about Fridays that just make me feel good about Confession Corner. So this Confession Corner is about the fact that I have a teenager. It's a little wild, you guys. It's a little surreal. Spent the weekend celebrating her, and she's just very overnight. She's a teenager. Overnight, she's literally a teenager. They went to dinner by themselves. They walked to dinner. They walked home. They're just doing their own thing. They're just teenagers. They're getting their independence, and it's a lot. It's a lot as a mother. And I was thinking about all the mothers that I know that are in the toddler, in those really young, for most of us, challenging years. And I know how intense that feels. And then overnight you have this other intensity of wait, do they even need me at all? Is that it? They're thinking for themselves, they're speaking for themselves, they're doing for themselves. And it's a very, very interesting place to be. But the confession is that I'm fucking terrified to have a teenager, you guys. It's terrifying, and the world is terrifying, and there's just a lot of things that are scary about having a teenager. We also chose to get our teenager basically a motorcycle, an e-bike. It's basically a motorcycle. And so that feels big and scary, and it's giving her a lot of independence, and she gets to make her own decisions and what kind of decisions she's going to make. And, that's the freedom that we're choosing to give her. And that scares me, to be honest with you. It's scary. And there's a lot of, fear that I have about having a teenager. These teenagers, they don't get the best rap, right? And we didn't either, the teenage years are a doozy. There's something else. And my husband, we got my daughter a card, and I wrote in it, and then my husband wrote in it, and her sister wrote in it. And I was reading what my husband wrote, and he was like, I'm so excited for you to experience the amazing years, these amazing, fun years. And it made me stop and look at what I wrote. And I was like, damn, that was a good one. But seriously, it made me think about, it really is what a fun time in her life. What a fun time that was in my life, when you are gaining that freedom and you are learning about yourself and having wild and crazy and exciting and big times. It's amazing. They're amazing years. And I think for me, I keep trying to remind myself of that, because basically since she's had this e-bike, every time my phone rings, I'm like, oh shit. Every time she's calling me, I'm like, what is it? Did she fly off the road? What is it? And I'm trying to not just sit in that place of being fearful and being on edge of if she's going to make the right decisions, of, if she's doing what I want her to do, or what I think is best for her. She's growing into a little young lady that's going to be thinking for herself, and that's cool. And she gets some freedom with that. And that's cool too. I mean, she's doing the teenage things, they're chasing boys on e-bikes and teenage things. So that's that. The confession is, it's scary to have a teenage daughter, and it's kind of exciting to have a teenage daughter. And I am trying to rest more in the excited and knowing that hopefully I've done my part up to this point, that she's going to make some good decisions, you know, that she has a good head on her shoulders, and she does. However, she's still 13, and I know when I was 13, I thought I knew a lot more than I really did. And there's a lot to learn, a lot of lessons to learn. And so we're just gearing up for all that. I'm just gearing up for all that mentally. But I'm also like gearing up to hopefully enjoy these years. So if you're a teen mom and you have any words of encouragement, or if you're beyond that, send me all the prayers, send me all the love, send us all the good, mother-daughter teenage vibes. I was late for my period, and my nutritional therapist was like, well, is your daughter cycling since she's a teenager? And I was like, not yet, but definitely getting there. And she's like, yeah, I mean, you could be responding to her hormones. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is just getting started. Like, pray for my husband as well. Pray for my husband as well. Pray for us Heredia ladies. But anyway, that is all. Happy Friday, y'all. Have a great weekend. I am actually off to do a little side hustle in a stunning location. So I will be sharing some of that with you. And yeah, I'm debating how much I want to tell you about my other little side hustle, because Confession Corner, I've been making some good money doing some random like fun things. So that feels good and that feels exciting. And I am all about the multiple streams of income. So that's what we might have to chat about sooner than later. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for listening to me literally just yap.